everyone, and welcome to my review of the graphic novel series Locke Key, written by Joe Hill and illustrated by Gabriel Rodriguez. The graphic novel series was published by IDW Publishing, and it came out between 2008 and 2013. And it has won 3 awards: the British Fantasy Award, Best Graphic Novel Award, and Award for Best Writer. And it has a total of 6 volumes. The first volume is Welcome to Lovecraft. The second volume is Head Games. The third volume is Crown of Shadows. The fourth volume is Keys to the Kingdom. The fifth volume is Clockworks. And the sixth and final volume is Alpha and Omega, and they are so heavy I'm gonna have to put them down. The Locke and Key graphic novel series follows the Locke family. At the beginning of the first novel, the family goes through some tragic events, and the mother and her 3 children are forced to move into their father's childhood home, which is called Key House. Tyler is about 17, 18, and he's the oldest son. Kinsey, I think, is about 15 or 16, and she's the middle child. And Bode is the youngest. He is about 6 or 7. As soon as they move to Key House, Bode starts finding keys around the house that have special abilities, like opening doors that, when opened with a normal key, lead to different places, or a key that allows a person to leave his physical body and take the shape of a ghost and go wherever they want. Pretty much the whole story is focused around these keys and just follows the Locke family as they are uncovering certain secrets, and they realize that everything that happens at the beginning of the novel, the tragedy they go through, is related to these keys. As the series progresses, they find different keys with different abilities, and they find out about the history of the keys and the history of Key House itself. I thought it was a really great graphic novel series. The story was very original. This is categorized as horror, but personally I would more categorize it as fantasy. While there were some graphic scenes, overall the whole story is more about the whole story of the keys and the whole idea of childhood experiences. So personally I would categorize it more as fantasy than horror, but again, there are some graphic scenes, especially in the first volume. I thought the plot was very creative, very original. I thought that the characters were very well developed. Throughout the 6 volumes, you can totally see the evolution of the characters, especially Tyler and Kinsey. As the series progresses, Tyler and Kinsey make friends, and those characters are pretty closely looked at, and they have a really good development. I really liked that the graphic novel didn't only focus on the fantasy part, it also focused on the relationship between the characters, the relationship between the siblings, the relationship between the siblings and their mother, and how they managed to get over the tragedy that happens in the first volume, how they both deal with things differently because they are in the end different people, they all have different reactions to things, but how they are able to come together in the end. The villain in the graphic novel series is extremely interesting as well. I really liked finding out the story behind that, and I really thought that the whole plot wrapped up really well. Once I finished the series, I wasn't really left with questions. The art is incredible. Personally, I am more a fan of black ink, like the art in Persepolis or From Hell. But I really loved the art in this graphic novel. I thought that it fit in with the story perfectly. I was really surprised at how much emotion it was able to confer. There are so many close-ups of the characters' faces, and the emotion that the drawings are able to transmit really makes me think that Gabriel Rodriguez is a great illustrator. I'm looking forward to seeing more of his work in the future. On the whole, I really liked it, and I really recommend it to fans of fantasy, fans of horror, fans of just a really good story. I haven't seen this, but I heard that there has been a pilot episode for a series that was screened at the San Diego Comic-Con in 2011. I think it was supposed to be done by Fox, but then the project was dropped. But there has been talk about bringing it back, and I read somewhere that MTV might pick it up. I would really love to see this turn into a series, but I also think it's very risky of a project because like I said, it's such an original and creatively built world that I'm really curious to see it on the screen, but I'm also a little skeptical they might be able to pull it off as well as the graphic novels do. But I would still be super excited if it was turned into a series and really would want to watch it. This is pretty much all I have to share with you on Locke Key, the graphic novel series. Let me know if you've read it and what you thought about it, or if you wanted to read it. I forgot to mention that this was my first experience with Joe Hill. I haven't read any of his novels, but I'm really looking forward to. He seems to have like a really great imagination, and I'm really curious to pick up his actual novels now. Let me know if you've read anything by him also, and what you would recommend as a really good book to start with, and I will see you back with another video soon. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.